5.
Enough. He's a very lovable dog.
All right, and we are
Enough.
live and ready to roll.
He's a very lovable dog. Oot.
All
I
right,
see that.
we are
Enough.
live and ready to roll.
He's a very lovable dog. Oot.
All
I
right.
see that.
All right, it looks like we have sound and cameras and everything is ready. So, welcome one and all. We are doing a little bit of Nashkel Homebrew tonight. As always, we have our crew with us. We have Ashley playing Kithri. We have Mantha playing Genesis. We have Bobby playing Callist. Nick playing Tusk. Logan playing Krek. And I get a gold star because I did that smoothly without messing anybody up. I want to start a little bit different. Let's do a little check-in with our characters. It's been a little while. So just first of all, let's get a quick recap. Nick, you do a pretty good job at that. You want to let us know what happened over the last couple weeks? Last couple sessions, I should say.
All right. Well, over the last couple sessions, we've been pursuing the people of Jasper Moon that were kidnapped by some drow, facing them several times along the way, and managed to rescue most of them. And started to escort them back to their homes. After some long battles that were well fought.
Sven, don't think I wouldn't notice you suggested we slaughter them all and blame it on the drow.
He did the same thing last session in the message.
Yeah. On the way back, we encountered a shambling mound that ate Tusk a couple of times, I think. And yeah, we are still escorting everyone back. I actually don't remember if we managed to get all the way back at the end of the last session or not.
We were almost there, I believe.
So you guys had almost returned. One thing that we forgot to mention was that Dane had been talking to Tusk, and you had found out that Dane was the one who had left the trail, the little markers of stone.
Yep, our little ranger or rogue in the making. Depends what he decides to do when he grows up. But yeah.
And he was very sad because he had been practicing with his sling and was all ready to use it, but when they attacked, the sling was upstairs, so he was not able to actually use it before he got taken, and he didn't have it with him, so he was trying to figure out a way to carry it on him around his waist or on his wrist or something, and Tusk mentioned that he should probably talk to Kithri.
Yep, because Kithri does that.
So that is where we left off. As you guys are cresting the hill, you can see Jasper Moon off in a distance, as I mentioned last time. It's not in ruins. It's not smoking and burning down. It looks like it's the way you left it. What I would like to do is just do a quick check-in on the characters, as I mentioned earlier. Where's your head right now? You guys are in the middle of what might be a war with the south, the Amun, which is the country to the south of where you all are. You know that there have been sort of like a terrorist attacks on the city of Nashkel, and when you came back to the city, they asked you to look into a couple things, including a tower. You then got rightfully sidetracked
Yes.
to rescue Druid. You then brought her back to the Druid Enclave. You've lost a party member. who left to pursue other things and try to pursue possibly the person who took this druid. Now you're on your way back to get back on track to find this tower that they were talking about when your friends and the people you know in Jasper Moon, possibly even Genesis' family, you weren't sure at the time, had show up, disappeared, and then you track them down, find them, rescue them, bring them back, and so now you're coming back into the city. So where your head? What's your character's thinking? That type of thing. Let's start with Genesis.
Sorry, I had a big bite of peanut butter in my mouth. I didn't think you'd call me first. I mean, I think Jen's just like a little overwhelmed. And especially like just like this last like day or so with what's going on at Jasper Moon, because she grew up around here. Like, this is her family, this is her hometown, and she's like just now realizing like, oh no, this could have really, really big implications. And she's very worried about her family right now.
All right, and just a quick, want to explain where your family is and what they do, and why you might be worried about them, and what that has to do with Jasper Moon.
So, Jen's family, they basically make a lot of instruments. They've got like a brand, they're very good at it. It's like the family business. But they have a, God, I can't think of the right word, but like a ranch, sort of in between Jasper Moon and Nashkel. And I mean, like, they're nearby. She grew up in the area, and she is worried about them because she has not seen them in a while.
All right, thank you. And what about Kithri?
I changed my button for push to talk. I am so sorry. So that threw me off. I'm guessing you guys haven't heard much of me today, maybe? I don't know. Maybe I did the right one a few times. Anyway, Kithri, with all the stuff that's going down, I would say she's just a little bit on edge. Because normally when big things go down, she kind of just keeps her head down and keeps out of the way. But like her party members are kind of right in the thick of things, and like, you know, it's dangerous. So she's just on edge in general.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
All right, so Callist was a member of the Ranger Corps within Nashkel itself. He was there when some of the first attacks happened and the terrorist attacks and stuff on that night that you guys were also there. And he was sent to find you guys when right around the same time that mind from blank Crex former dude Cromwell.
Cromwell.
When Cromwell came out and was basically recruited back into the City Watch. So he came out and has joined you, sort of along with the ride. He knows where the tower is, or at least has a general idea of where it is. So, Callus, what's going on with you as you are caught up in this whirlwind of saving these townspeople and stuff?
Well, I don't really know.
Your family's still
I'm-
in
Yeah.
Nashkel, aren't they?
Are they? I don't know.
So
As far
your
as I know,
parents,
yes.
your parents still have a house there within Nashkel itself. They're the ones who are looking after your dog right now. That you found and trained your wolf.
The one I almost killed and then saved.
Yep. Um, so I would imagine that you're concerned and want to make sure that you have a special vested interest in what goes on with Nashkel because of your family. All right, and Krek, what about you?
Oh boy. Uh, I mean, feels pretty terrible because, you know, he accidentally got someone with the lightning bolt.
Mm,
He doesn't really know them either, but like everyone else seems to know them. So,
I mean, if you became a little bit better at like hitting the right people with it, you could be a damn good paramedic.
all right, well, um, that
I'm not
makes
sure
sense.
that's what
How
she
you
wants to hear, Mantha.
um, how you because you are absolutely right. You're sort of the least vested out of the group. You're not really from Nashville. Um, you really don't have any personal interest in Jasper Moon. I don't think you've ever even been to Jasper Moon, but uh, you are a generally good person, a very studious person who's more looking for knowledge, and yet because of you did blast a bad guy, but not knowing that it would reach that far, you did accidentally kill somebody. So you can definitely, no one had really said anything to you about it, but the I can understand why that would weigh heavily on your heart. And Tusk, what about you?
Tusk is feeling pretty good after having saved the people of Jasper Moon, and helps them again. Um, that makes him feel good. Uh, he's not as concerned about the war, mostly because he believes that there's not like an actual war going on. Like it may actually be people from Amen, the country to the south, and or maybe people who are impersonating it, and or people manipulated by who he believes to be truly behind it. This merchant lord named Rosserit, or did we? Is it Rassalt?
Rossrit.
Rosserit. We Rosserit, um, who was actually a merchant lord in the Sword Coast, who he believes to be behind it. And try to keep an eye out for evidence on that, though, hasn't had much luck. No. He finds it difficult when he has a foe he can't just, hit with his axe. But he's looking forward to getting to the tower, as that is something that they had promised to do, or said they would try to do, as well as think it would show some interest for Krek, as it's supposed to be some magical type tower, and possibly for like Kithrin Jen as well as it's help some of our members who are more connected to Nashkel. So for him, it's a weird in between of I'm trying to do good, I feel good about helping people, but also I am not from here. I'm not like fully attached to Nashkel. Even honestly, he feels more attached to Jasper Moon just for the amount of times they've interacted and helped them. But still, trying to do better in the world. Yeah, that's kind of where he's at.
All right, so thank you for that. Appreciate it. Uh, now we have a little bit more of an idea of what's going on in your head as you travel, walking back. The townsfolk are surprisingly upbeat, and they asked Genesis to play a little tune as you guys are walking back. You even hear some laughter every once in a while um, because it's all very exciting and new to them. Um, one quick note: you guys do have the notes in if you on the right side of the screen. If you can open up the notes, don't forget there's deities, so everybody wouldn't just know off the top of your head about different deities. So if I mention Agma or Toleran or Sylvanas, then you can pop it open. You can also pop it open if you want to make a reference to a certain deity, certain type of deity, um, and look at it yourself. And then there's also the proper nouns. So if you ever trying to remember certain names, but anything that has an asterisk, that means at one point there was an image from back in the day when we were using Classic. There was an image attached to that. If you want me to find that image, let me know. Also, if you want me to add anything, so like Rosseret has like one little sentence after it. So if you want me to add anything to that, let me know, and I'll be glad to add anything to it. You crest the hill.
Rudely attacked our party members.
Maybe they deserved it. You don't know.
Yeah.
You weren't there.
Fair.
I mean, one of the people who was there is no longer here, but I'm still here.
I guess that's all that matters then.
All right, so
Oh, hey.
Hey, we got a map this time.
as you come into Jasper Moon, this is not complete, but it at least gives you a little bit more of what we had before.
Mhm.
And there are green pins on it, so you can hover over the pin, and it will tell you what those locations are. Some of them are also clickable that have a little bit more information. And again, if you want me to add anything to any of those locations or add other locations, I'm going to be adding them anyway, but if there's anything particular you want me to add, let me know.
All right.
So you come down and people start scattering, going to their various houses, start picking things up out of the street, start gathering animals that had been let loose. They did have some animals with them, goats and things that were easily led, cows and even a couple horses that were taken with them, and they put them back in their respective stalls and stuff. And Raken invites you to his house. If you wish, while you guys are traveling back, he does ask you before you guys actually get to the city, um, what brings you to what brought you to Jasper Moon in the first place. How did you know we were in trouble?
Well, fortunately, it was actually partially luck. We were just passing through, hoping to, say hi on ours. We're headed back towards Nashkel. I'm lucky enough that we came when we did.
All right. So he asked you if you guys want to. You're welcome to relax at his house or at the inn. Before you head back, he doesn't know how pressing the matter is, that if you're just going back to Nashkel or if you have other things that you're doing. But whatever you feel like doing, you're welcome to.
Well, depending on the time of day, we may just spend the night. But if it's and but well, what time of day is it? By the time we actually get back. So like early afternoon, morning.
All right, I'm just looking at the calendar, which full moon. All right, so I did not have that filled in. So it is. Let me just do a quick little math in my head here. Group was attacked, heading back. Make camp for the night. Party is attacked. And then on the 13th, they head back. All right, so it is actually Friday the 13th. And
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
so you had been traveling for 2 hours when you came upon the road. Another hour into Jasper Moon, about half an hour within there. Another hour out following the tracks. You were going faster that time because you knew pretty much where to go. So it was an hour complete to go back out to where they saw the tracks and then down into the caves. The fight, getting back, hurting all these people, and that was ATRD, not HURT. Hurting all these people back into Jasper Moon took 2 hours. 7 plus 6 is 13. So it is right about just after noon, 1:30 at this point when you get back into Jasper Moon.
Kind of Haskell like kind of looks at the group. It's like, well, we do have another task we need to get to, and with having a good chunk of the day left, we probably should get a move on, unless we think that it would be all right spending like the rest of the day maybe helping everyone get back set up, but they may or may not even need your help with that.
Oh, shit.
But we also have been delaying on the going to the tower for a while now.
Sorry. I think Jen's kind of been like, I don't know, like something's like obviously like been on her mind while we've been walking back. And she's just sorry. I can't do good brain words right now. Give me a moment.
All right.
I know that we want to, I guess, get the tower business done as soon as we can, but I don't know. This really like hit close to home. Like I grew up around here, and I don't know. I haven't talked to my family recently, and I'd really like to check in with them. I want to make sure that this is, an isolated incident and not something that's been happening across the area,
If you want, we can stop by your parents' place today. They aren't too far outside of Jasper Moon, right?
Yeah, it's sort of on the way between Jasper Moon and Nashkel.
Well, if you want to spend the night with your family, we certainly can do that. Sure, we can find things to do to make ourselves useful around the Jasper Moon and then head out in the morning. Maybe get an early start. Sound good?
Yeah, and you guys don't have to come with me if you don't want to. If you want to stay around here and we can meet up, that's fine with me. I just want to check in on them.
Kid 3 definitely wants to go with you, so
Of course she does.
I don't know about the rest, but I think it'll probably be a better and more enjoyable night for your family if I were to stay behind. Got the feeling while your father, last time we met, was very civil, that my presence discomforted him. Understandably so, but
Jen kind of like winced a little bit at that, and she's like, Yeah, I'm sorry about my dad. He's just always been that. He's just old-fashioned, I guess.
Sorry, stream, but the
To be fair,
overlay is now up
it's
to date,
completely
guys.
understandable. In fact, I don't know. I appreciated him being polite last time we met. Because let's not get into that now. Go enjoy the night with your family. I'll be staying the night here in Jasper Moon. I'll probably get a room, and see if I can make myself useful. Maybe share a drink with Raken.
And when are you guys meeting back up?
That's a good question, guys.
Through the magic of plot armor.
let's meet up. Let's try and meet up around sunrise, whatever that will be. But Tusk would know. Sunrise. I'll meet you guys at your estate or your orchard, and with whoever else wants to stay in Jasper Moon with me. Just meet you in the morning on your, so we can head out from your place.
Okay, I'm sure we can arrange to get some breakfast for the road.
Oh, don't worry. I'm planning to get sucking up on some, bacon jerky, here while we're in Jasper Moon. Jasper Moon jerky to die for.
Jen kind of chuckles at that, and she's like, "Yeah, of course you are. I mean, it's pretty great."
All right, so everybody else is heading out to the ranch.
I mean, they can decide to stay with Tusk.
I mean, he encourages you guys to go.
Yeah, so you guys can either stay in Jasper Moon and help out with the townsfolk, or you can come meet my family, I guess.
All right, so Craig, what are you doing?
Guess I'll go with everyone else. I don't know.
All right, Githry's going with Genesis. She's already said. Callus, are you going to stay here? Or are you going to go with
Yeah, I'll
Genesis?
stay here with
Tusk.
I'll
All right.
stay in.
All right, so 3 of you head out.
Appreciate you staying with me, Gallus. Here, let me buy you a drink.
All right.
And, Tusk will go buy Gallus a drink and share in the merriment.
So you see the inn she's finishing up, straightening up the common room as you come in. And you've noticed, even when you were here earlier, when the town was empty, there's not a lot of damage. There was, like I said, they didn't set the place ablaze. And there weren't even really a whole lot of signs of struggle for the most part. So there's not a lot of reparations that need to be done within the city itself. And so pretty soon, by the time you're done talking to each other and saying goodbye to Raken and stuff, and start heading over to the Black Oak Inn, you hear it starts sounding a little bit more normal. You hear the sound of children to animals. You can hear the blacksmith, the butcher. So it seems like it's getting back to normal. And you guys go to the inn and talk to the young lady who is there. And Tusk, you know that Raken and her were courting. Get your notes. There it is.
Yep. I do remember that.
Proper noun.
Yeah.
No.
Tusk,
No. Service. Druid friend
we'll
looking
probably
at.
ask if
That's right.
there's anything you can do to help with any like last bit setup, and then ask for a couple of rooms for the night and some drinks for me and my friend here.
Jorah, as Jorah Nahil is the one I was thinking of, and I should have just clicked on the link right there on the map because it says her name right there. Anyway, so yeah, so she absolutely allows you to take your pick. Just let her know which room you want, and so she doesn't expect anybody else this late in the week. But you never know. Just let her know which one you take. And if you're gonna stay together in the same, each room has dual beds, or you can have your own rooms, whatever you feel like. She is grateful once for your help again, and will not let you pay for it.
First for me.
Oh, okay. Tusk gets like a little awkward at that, but like ultimately will like be like, okay, I guess you're just trying to show your appreciation. Makes me weird not trying to pay for things.
All right, so we'll go ahead, and now that the party is split, and the rest of the group heads out, and the road track goes south and then turns back to the east, the west, heading toward Nashkel. I'll get it sometime. And it's normally about an hour at a leisurely pace to get to where they are. Give me just a second. It is. Is it an S? No. Places. All right. Can we? I don't know why. Here it is. The Furley family. I was looking at trying to find it under places. It's not under places. It's under people. So as you start heading toward the Furley farm, ranch, orchard, whatever you want to call it, abode. You've been traveling about 15 minutes when you see this cart being pulled by a horse with a couple people walking in front of it. And Genesis, you recognize that it is Catherine and Hope. And they're headed toward Jasper Moon direction.
Well, obviously, Jen's gonna catch up with them and greet them.
So they're surprised to see you. Come on. What? There it is. And Catherine hugs you. Oh dear, it's been so long. I see you're doing well. Are you on the way home?
Not to stay for very long, I'm afraid. Did you hear about what happened over at Jasper Moon? I was worried about you guys.
you talking? Well, if you were worried about us, obviously you're not referring to Reobard's new calf. Uh, what are you talking about?
Okay, sorry, my Discord was doing a weird thing. Well, we stopped by Jasper Moon and it was empty. We followed some trails that Dane left, and they'd been taken by a group of drow. Everybody's, well, almost everybody's back. But I don't know, I was worried that something similar may have happened over here.
And you see her whole demeanor changes as you mentioned Drow. It doesn't seem to affect Hope as much. You do remember some tales, especially that Arcus, your dad, had mentioned of the Drow and issues that he'd had before he met Catherine. Um, but the two of them have had run-ins with the Drow many, many years ago before they started a family and all that. But to your knowledge, no one in the family has even seen a Drow besides now you, except for maybe the occasional one in Nashkel. So she says, well, no, we had not heard of that, and we have not seen any Drow or signs of Drow. Um, were they from the Underdark?
We're not exactly sure. There was a cave across the river, and I'm sure that Jen knows more about how to describe it as a local. There was a cave that all the townsfolk were in, and I mean, the drow aren't going to be too much of a problem, considering we killed them all. But still, it's something to be worried about.
Kithri might kind of like tug on Jen's sleeve and say, hey, don't promise that we killed them all. We don't know how many of them are down there.
We killed the ones that we saw.
So while the two of you are talking, Hope comes up to Krek and is staring you up and down, very curious. She's almost to the point of being rude as she's staring and studying you, and sort of walks around you. So, a blue dragonborn? I didn't know there was such a thing. Are you from the tribe that is in the mountains to the south?
People keep asking that, but no, I'm from up north by Baldur's Gate.
Ah, no wonder I have not seen one of your kind before. So tell me, Blue, you must breathe lightning.
Yep.
Fascinating, fascinating. So, when you breathe the lightning, does I know with the red dragonborns that they sort of gather it all together in their throat at once and then spew it forward. Uh, but yours is not quite as widespread, isn't it? Doesn't it go straighter in like a line, like a bolt?
It does tend to go like in a line, yeah.
And is it as loud as, say, the thunder wave spell or the call lightning spells?
Not sure. They're both pretty loud though.
Fascinating, fascinating. And so she keeps asking you other questions. And
Kithri looks bothered.
um,
She is
and
bothered.
you can tell she's generally curious. She is an half elf, and um, let's see. Go ahead and give me. Actually, I can push it to you.
Oh, where are my manners? Uh, Mom and Hope, this is Crack and Kithri. And, Crack and Kithri, this is my mom, Catherine, and my sister, Hope.
Hello.
Yeah. So as for she is um, growing up in and doing a lot of studying, being around wizardly types, more studious types, very intelligent people who lack common sense or common decency. You've seen her type before. Uh, she's not being um, malicious in any way. She's just very curious and seeking information. In a sense, it reminds you, correct? It reminds you of you sometimes when you're like that, when you have something that fascinates you, and you want to find out more information about them.
Yeah, like the screaming mushroom.
The fact that he just kept going closer to it.
I mean, he's probably not very good hearing, considering lightning is very loud.
All the time. Just spewing it out everywhere. Some people just don't know how to sneak around.
There you go. But they provide good distractions for you then.
It's true.
All right, and so is there Catherine, your mom then turns back to you and finishes the conversation, asks you a couple quick questions. So were you able to uh, find out how they showed up? You said there's there's caverns. I don't remember there being any caves to the south, especially any that led to the underworld, the Underdark.
Yeah, that was the weird part to me too. I didn't remember there being a cave there, but obviously I've been in it and there is one. It's something about it's just not settling quite right with me, but I'm not sure where to even start looking, you know?
You kind of hear Kithri mumble under her breath, "Oh, it sounds like to me we should have blown the cave up." Now she's upset that she didn't think of it before.
I mean, you get some dynamite, I will go back there with you.
Well, this is alarming news indeed. We will quickly sell our wares and pick up the supplies we need in Jasper Moon and return. If you wish to go on ahead and tell Father what's going on, we will meet you there shortly.
Okay, have a good trip.
What happened to your orc friend and the other little one?
You talking about Gimbal?
Oh, Gimbal and Tusk.
Actually, it was Zanitri and
Oh, Zanitra,
Oh.
that was...
Tusk.
Oh, it's been a long time since I've talked to my family, huh? It's okay, we live a long time, it's fine. Um... Oh, sometimes people just have other things they have to get to. Tusk and, one of our, newer party members, they're helping over at Jasper Moon, trying to help everybody get settled back in.
Well, perhaps I will see him while we're there. Um, Run along, and I'll catch up with you later.
Okay, Mom.
So she gives you another hug, and they start heading off. Hope stays with Craig for a couple more moments until her mom's about 100 yards away, and then finally says, "Well, it was nice to meet you. Perhaps we can talk again later." And she runs and catches up to her mom. And she turns around. Hi, 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 Amanda. Nice to see you. And turns around and runs back.
Oh, I guess I never did ask you why you changed your name, but she shrugs and doesn't seem to like really care that much. But she acts like she already knew that Genesis's name, at least with her family, is Amanda.
Well, I very distinctly remember like a set of like messaging stones in the past
That's how she knew.
that you guys found out, and like no, y'all really didn't ask me.
Well,
But I guess
There
this is good.
used to secrets.
This is good conversation topic for the rest of the trip. Oh god, I have to try to think about how to explain this as Genesis and not as Mantha
Good
deciding
luck.
things for Genesis. Okay. So, I mean, obviously you've been exposed to elven culture, but it's a very common thing for once people become adults, they choose a name for themselves. And as I'm obviously a bard, it's also common to pick like a sage name. So obviously, gotta do a little bit of something fancy, and I can't very well go around making my own instruments under my family's name the whole time, right? I have to make my own brand. Don't mind me over here just laughing. Hence the, and she kind of like, you've seen her pull out her flute like a billion times. Hence the Stillwater flute.
Honestly, she loves Genesis, but she didn't really care.
Okay, you asked, and I'm
No,
explaining.
she didn't. She just absentmindedly said, "Oh, I guess I never did ask you why you changed your name." And she's just like, "Okay, well." She secretly wanted someone to know all this time.
Maybe she's a little self-conscious because her dad never calls her by the name that she chose.
It's rude. So hearing that, Hitler's gonna go out of her way to call her Genesis as often as she can.
All right, so back in Jasper Moon, Callus and Tusk, you guys are at the inn. The inn is situated such that you can see down the road that comes into the town, and there's another window that leads along the main road there. And so, Tusk, you recognize the two ladies that come in. You don't remember. No, she was there. Yes, you did meet them both because you ate dinner and stuff with them both. So yeah, so you remember. You see Catherine and Hope. Hope has a twin named Trinity. They are both druids there at the ranch. They take care of the trees and the orchard that's there to grow the wood for the instruments that they do. Catherine, the half-elf mother, and so you see them coming into town, leading a horse-drawn cart as they work their way past and go up into the main square.
We'll wave. Be friendly. But
Well, you're
not stop when
inside
they're...
the inn, and they're outside. You just happen to see them out the window as they pass.
Now I understand. Yep. Tusk will set down his tankard and go out and possibly say hi and also be like, I think we forgot to ask how this whole thing went down to begin with. So might want to pop over to Rankin again and ask him that because I think we forgot to. Can you join me, Callist, for that, or you want to
I'll wait
keep
here.
joining? All right, and I'll be back to join you for another drink in a time. And Tusk will walk out to go say hi and find Rankin again because I realized that I think we forgot how to asked how this all started. So yeah.
All right. So you head out. Callist, is there anything you wanted to do while he's wandering around doing his stuff? There's a small general store. You've heard them talk about the butcher and the great food that he has. Is there anything else you want to do, or just gonna relax?
I'm just gonna chill. Wait for him to come back.
All right. So as you approach, they turn and see you, and Catherine sort of stiffens for a moment and says, well, hello, Sir Tusk, I believe. I see you are doing well. We spoke to Genesis, and she seems to be doing well. I'm sure that is in no small part thanks to you.
He is a
I do
very
my
good
best to
meat
help.
shield.
I do my best to help. I'm glad that you met. No, I was just gonna let you guys know that Jen and some of our friends were headed your way. Well, I'm glad they caught you. But nice to see you guys again. Hope you have an easy time here in town. And if
So-
they seem eager to go on their way, Tusk let them go on their way.
So as you're talking, Hope has been studying you, and she's looks at the bracelet. Says, "I'm surprised you don't have your axe with you. Didn't you
Oh,
make it
no.
yourself?"
Yes, actually, I did, and I do have it on me. And Tusk will, put his grab the little charm off the bracelet, and suddenly have his great axe in hand. Just found an easier way to store it.
A bracelet of storing. That's fascinating. Did you pick that up in Nashkel? And Catherine
Yes.
sort of, it was nice talking to you, but we really do need to return. A man, Genesis, did tell us about the goings on in the town with the drow, and we do not want to return back to my husband, and we will determine what we need to do to make sure this doesn't happen again. So,
Of course, of course. Don't let me keep you. Um, yeah, go ahead. If you ever need any help, though, feel free to let Genesis know, and you'll have the support of your friends. And Tusk will let them go.
all right, so they head over toward the general store, and start unloading the cart. You said you're going to head over to Raken.
Yeah, go and talk to him a little bit. Ask him how the whole attack went down, and how things went. How the drow came in and took everyone more, just to get more details about how the whole thing started. Because I think we forgot to ask that, Winston. So, yeah, we'll go ask that, and also if he needs any help with anything, or knows of anyone in town who needs a little help while we're here, Tusk will also be like, hey, strong arm to available for the evening if needed. Just to
All right, and so
be of
as
help.
you're heading over toward his house, you see him actually walking in between a couple buildings, and you catch up to him, and he's sees you. Ah, hello, Tusk. Where's your friend?
He's having drinking dinner at the inn. I just actually realized forgot to ask you about how the whole attack with the drow went down, how that situation went down. Was wondering if you could possibly provide an insight into the whole situation. If you're busy, of course, we just can wait till later.
Well, no, not at all. Come walk with me. I'm just making the rounds. Some of these, there are the Lady Shyhorn and the
I can't go to sleep.
the Graz to the south. Possibly need some help. I want to check on them. It's been a while since I've stopped by the house anyway. So come walk with me and we can talk as we go.
Right.
So he
Yep.
relates basically that they came right at dawn, as actually in pre-dawn, as the sun hadn't even reached the hadn't risen yet, and talking to the other townsfolk as well, they all had very similar situations where the males had been shot, and within a matter of moments, they were all unconscious. And with this drug that their arrows seem to have these small darts or crossbow bolts had, and everyone else was herded along and taken out. Um, Anybody who refused was then shot and literally drug out. And within a matter of half an hour or so, he's guessing, everyone had been taken. It looks like they struck from 3 groups of them, and they started at the outskirts and then worked their way into the town, and took most of the people. Well, took all the people, and then even some of the larger animals and the animals that were easier to herd, they took them. Nobody, a couple of them could understand them. They seem to speak mostly Undercommon, or some bastardized version of Elvish, probably Drow, but
Mhm.
they didn't really talk a whole lot. The Drow themselves didn't talk a whole lot, and there was no real talk of where they were going or what they were doing. He would guess that they were going to be sold as slaves or taken to be slaves in the city, but they don't know what's happened. And this is the first time anything like this has ever happened. They've never seen Drow
Yes, and
in
all that.
Jasper Moon before.
All right. Tusk will, let them know that Jen stopped by. Her family is making them aware of the situation. They said they will look and see what they can do to help as well. And also be like, hey, if there's anything we can do to help prevent this or help with a follow up, that may or may not need to happen, do let us know. We do
Ow.
have it.
Ashley,
Sorry.
your mic is on.
Sorry.
Cat?
Forgot I was holding it.
Cat?
What is Astra doing?
She is knocking her bowls off of her cat tower because she wants more food.
As of course.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Not embarrassing in the slightest.
Not
Yeah.
Ashley growling on the live stream.
you were going at me for a second. It's like, what? What am I saying that you don't like? Yeah.
No.
Glad it works on humans too.
That's right.
But no. Yeah, Tusk will let him know that if you need help, you can always reach out to us, and we'll always do our best to help. And thank him for letting us know or the information. And then,
My main concern is that I just don't know how or why. I don't know if this is going to happen again, or if it looks like you killed them all. I don't know if any got away, but if any did, there weren't that many because it looks like most of them were dead. But I just don't know what caused this. I'm going to take a couple of the men, and we're going to go and see what we can find out. Um, follow that cave perhaps as far as we can, just to get some idea of what's happening and where it leads.
all right. Understood. But remember to be safe. Your people need you. And of course, if you find anything that needs some more handling of people who won't always be missed, uh, do let us know, and we can be back to help.
You said you were on your way to Nashkel. Are you going there to relax, or do you have other
We
things that you're
have
doing?
no, we're going to go look for a tower that's nearby to help Nashkel for a bit. They asked us to look into a tower in the mountains and confirm the state of it for them. So we are.
Yeah, of course, of course. I wasn't trying to intrude. Um, Perhaps if when you're finished, if you have some time, you can stop back by and we can let you know what's going on and what we're able to find out. Um, so you spend the next couple hours
Yeah.
going through a couple houses, and you find one of the older women who who lives by herself, but she's surrounded on all sides by different houses and things. So, um, but she has some um, damaged part of the roof that the quote unquote drow did that she would like some help with. And so as you're going through different things, you find, he's very helpful, and he's just does little odd jobs for people, helping out where he can. Um, he's very handy and very good with tools and things, so he's able to do some minor repairs, make a door stop squeaking, and things like that. Um, and
Yeah,
he
Dust does his best to help, but also for some of the finer things, it's like I'm not sure if I could actually help. But he does try to help where he can.
Right, and then and when it comes time for dinner, he invites you back to his house if you want, or if you want to go back to your friend at the inn, whichever one you want to do. And
Well,
at
I don't
that,
mind sharing a drink and swapping some stories. Been been a while, so Tusk will join Raken for dinner, and then head over to rejoin Callist.
all right, and at that, we will jump back over to the other group. Um, so as jumping forward to getting to where Krek, Kithri, and Genesis are attacked by the green dragon, you come
It's okay,
upon
guys. Just play music.
the Furley farm. You see way off in the orchard, you see Trinity working out in the trees, and that's you see a couple of the farm hands as well, ranch hands, whatever you want to call them, So let me go ahead and lock this down so I can write it down in our places once and for all. What is it officially called, Mantha?
Oh no.
I thought I had written it down. Let me check my DM one.
Wasn't it the Furley Orchard or something like that?
I'm looking at the Google Doc that I did. I think it was the Furley Orchard.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have the actual name of what it was called. So, is that what you want to go with? The Furley Orchard?
Great. 100% best naming conventions ever. And I'll never have to think about that again.
There we go. All right. So we don't see anybody else that you of your family outside. What else? So I presume you're going into the house.
Yeah, she's gonna be looking, making sure everybody's there, saying hi.
All right. So you see your father there. He's inside. There's also you hear noises from the, I don't know if you would call it tool shed or I guess workshop would be the best way to call it, from the workshop, because it's not really a barn, although it may look like one from the outside. But your dad is actually in the house, and he's reading, smoking his pipe. As you guys walk in, he sort of looks up, um, a little embarrassed and surprised that someone would come to the house and he sees it's you, and puts a big smile on his face, and he comes over, gives you a hug. Ah, my dear, it's been too long. Welcome, welcome.
Yes, Genesis hasn't been able to visit for a while, has she?
Hi, Dad. It's been a while.
And he bends down and gives Kithri a hug as well. Ah, I hope you've been taking care of my daughter, Kithri.
Uh, she did not expect him to say that, so like she kind of shrugs and like, well, someone's gotta do it. Did you guys hear that? Or was I not pushing my button?
We heard you say
We
that.
heard it.
Because I just realized that I didn't know if I was pushing it.
And he sees Krek. Ah, I see you've traded Corin for, looks to be a lightning wielder. Blue. My, I am, I just lost, my mouse moved and I lost it. Here it is, Arcus. I'm Arcus of the Furley family. Welcome.
Hello, my name is Krek.
Ah, yes, your kind likes short and sweet names. Sometimes I envy you. It gets cumbersome, some of the names my kind have. Come inside. I'm glad you got rid of that half-breed.
Yeah, Dad, we just split up. He's over at Jasper Moon helping out. And his name is Tusk.
Ah, okay. Well, come, sit down, would you? Your mother's gone to Jasper Moon. Strange that you should mention that.
Oh, yeah, we ran into her and Hope on our way here.
Oh, good. She would have been very disappointed had she missed you. So I'm glad that you were able to talk to her. So what brings you back? Are you just here for a short while again, or are you here to stay for a few days?
Well, actually, now that you mention it, we were actually passing through the area, when we, and I think, like, Jen's, like, kind of stumbling over her words a little bit, just, like, trying to find the right way to phrase it, because, like, obviously, they've got a good connection to the people of Jasper Moon. Uh, we came across Jasper Moon and we were, going to stop by, and it was empty. It's okay. We followed some tracks that Dane left, and it looks like a group of drow had taken them hostage.